Hello, y'all. Welcome back to the channel. Marquita here, and I'm just hopping on to do a quick little intro before we get into the how it's growing content. So again, if you're new here, welcome. On Sundays, I post content about my garden growth adventure. So I do have a balcony garden, I have Aerogardens, and I also have houseplants. And currently I am propagating a few of my houseplants, and also I have two Aerogardens going. So we're going to check in on all of those things today. There's not too much new on the balcony garden. The peppers are still growing like crazy. I have a few. I'll probably harvest them some more tomorrow. And I have a sweet banana plant, which looks like it is almost to the point where it will start growing some peppers. I'm starting to see some little buds, so that's great. You'll see that at the end. I did film that content on my phone this time instead of using the iPad, and it actually has been cooler the past few days because the storms have come in, or they were supposed to come in, but a cool front has come in, and so it's definitely not as humid outside as it's been being, so the footage should not be blurry or foggy like it has been in the past couple of videos when I did the balcony content, just because it's literally as soon as I would walk outside, the camera lens would fog up because it was so humid. But it has not been like that the past couple of days, so I was able to get some unfoggy content. But like I said, not much has changed. The peppers are still growing. Um, the herbs are there. I need to harvest those seriously because they are getting way overgrown and some are starting to flower. So we don't want that. I want to keep them growing while we're still in the growing season. Arrow gardens, I have my romaine, and then I have my other arrow garden that has three different things. We have chives, oregano, and cinnamon basil. So I'll show you how that's growing. And all of that is from seed. So we'll get into that. Just want to hop on, give a quick intro, show my face, and let you know what you're going to see today. But as always, if you enjoy garden content, growth content about whether it's houseplants, aero gardens, or you're just curious, please be sure to like and subscribe and check in each Sunday for some form of content on how things are growing here on the channel. All right, y'all, we are going to start with the propagation here. So here we have two golden pothos propagating. That's the darker green. And then we have the peperomia. I'm probably about to just go ahead and move that into the other, into a vase with the other propagation, which I'll show you in just a moment. But as for the golden pothos, I hope you guys can see they are rooting. Both of them are rooting. The one on the end, you can probably see that kind of brown, looks like a stub maybe sticking out. That is the root. So or starting to root there. And then here you can kind of see, I don't know if you guys can see that white stem up there. There is a roots coming from there. Now this one was in later. The one on the end has been in longer. Sorry about that, guys. Just adjusting so I can try and point out the root here. So there's the root there. And then this, all of that is kind of the root for that one. So just wanted to show you guys what those look like. And again, those are golden pothos. And then just moving over, this is my white wizard, and it's doing quite well. As you can see, there's a new leaf forming here. There it is right there. It looks like some more are coming along. So this one has blossomed. I've had it for maybe possibly a year, a little over a year. This was from the Hilton, was it Hilton White? Hilton Carter collection with Target when they did a collab. Like I said, it was over a year ago. He had a whole garden collection collab, and so I did purchase this plant as part of it. And again, the White Wizard got his name because, as you can see, it's not as much a variation on this one, and probably because it's not getting as much light. But you can see the white there. That is how it got its name, the White Wizard. It's known for those stripes. So hopefully more leaves will come in with the white variation as well. This is the Brazil Philandrian that I recently acquired. It is growing here. You can see new growth coming in. There's a new leaf here. So yeah, we have new growth coming in over there. This is the original peperonia there. And this is the golden version because a peperonia is normally like green, solid green. So this is the golden version of that. And as you can see, this was my first propagation of that. And it is sprouting a new leaf there. And this is where I said I would add the other one that's currently in the propagation station. New leaves coming in here on the croton plant. So just want to show you guys can see on this stem. All of those leaves fell out, but then as you can see, all of these are coming back in, and there are some coming in here. So that's great to know. And not much more with the houseplants. This is my original Brazil philandron. As you can see, she's been with me and she's doing her thing. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for the houseplants. These are both golden pothos over here, and this is the one that I have been propagating from. So the first two propagations I did, plus the two that are currently over there, they came from this particular plant. So just wanted to show you guys that. Now we'll move on to the Aerogarden. All right, guys, starting with Aerogarden number one. This is my romaine lettuce. For some reason, the other two that still have the tops on them, nothing is, well, something is happening down in there, but I don't think they're going to grow. So what I might do is replace them and put in two fresh pods and seeds, and see, it's okay if they grow at different rates because the settings for the Aerogarden are for romaine. So I can put in two more. They'll just, of course, grow later. But as you can see, the other two are thriving and growing, and it's been going for like 21 days. And honestly, every day it gets a little taller. It takes roughly 30-ish days, 30, maybe 45 days till it's ready for me to be able to, use in the salad. So we still have about 9 days before it hits that 30-day mark. And I guarantee you it will be probably twice, if not three times the size as what you're seeing now. And again, this is the Aerogarden Bounty Basic. I did my romaine lettuce from seeds. So I made my own pods. Sometimes it grows, sometimes it doesn't, but as you can see, 2 out of 4, so we got 50% rate going on that. And again, this is seeds that I bought. This is not the Aerogarden pods, pre-made pods. So just so you know that. So if you're wondering or been considering Aerogarden, you're like, oh, only 50% grew. That's not great. No, these are the ones that I made myself from. You can buy the kits with the soil pod and you just put your own seed down in there. So I just want to make that clear in case you're wondering. And also with Aerogarden, they tend to have, I believe, if things didn't change, because if you don't know, Aerogarden kind of went out of business for a temporary moment. Then I think people were like, please come back. And they are trying to come back. So I don't know what policies and things have changed, but I know before they used to have a growth guarantee. So like if you ordered pods from them and your pods did not grow, meaning they already came with the seeds and everything in them. If you ordered a kit from them and the stuff did not produce or did not grow, you could get a replacement set. So, like I said, I'm not sure those policies have changed since the revamp, but I know it used to have that. So if you're considering Aerogarden, check into that. And I think it is still there, so you would be pretty good. So they want to make sure that you are satisfied and you do get a product. You don't just get bad seeds. And we know no matter how you grow things, whether you're doing it outside in the yard, Aerogarden, which is hydroponic gardening or whatever, sometimes things grow and sometimes they don't. And it has nothing to do with, doesn't necessarily mean you did something wrong. It's just how it goes. Because all of these came from the same seed pack. They're organic romaine seeds, nothing different. You see two are doing just fine and the other two didn't do anything. So just want to put that out there. And now let's check into the second Aerogarden. And just for reference, this is the Aerogarden Bounty Basic. All right, here's our second Aerogarden. This is the Aerogarden Harvest Elite Slim. It has been going for 12 days. And we have three things over here. We have the oregano, chives, and cinnamon basil. Now, you may not be able to see down in the oregano and chives, but I can say there is a little green sprout down in the chives. I don't know if I can get the camera there due to the light. I'll try my best, but you can see the cinnamon basil most definitely has a sprout. It's up, very visible. I might have to turn the lid so that, because the condensation is kind of blocking your view. But you can see there is a sprout down in there. So the cinnamon basil is coming along. It literally started sprouting like a day after last week, and I was like, oh, this got jokes because I was just talking about it. But yeah, the chives does have, the chives does have a green stem down in there. Like I said, I don't think I can get the camera. You might be able to see it. There it is. You can see a little blip. That is the stem that's coming in. I don't see anything down in the oregano pod yet. But like I said, the seed is so tiny. I honestly am hoping there's even a seed down in there. So we'll see. It's my first time growing any of these from seed in the Aerogarden. I have grown the basil, regular basil, from an Aerogarden kit, and it did just fine. And it looks like this cinnamon basil from seed, which was my own seed. I used the make your own pods again over here. They're doing fine too, so we'll see how it continues to grow. All right, so that is everything for my Aerogarden wrap up. And the last thing you're going to see is the balcony garden. And like I said before, mainly just a pepper update because that's what's growing the most. But there are still some tomatoes. I've already done one harvest. I saw that and put that in my last video. So I'll link at that at the end if you're curious about what I have harvested so far. All right, y'all, we're on the balcony garden and starting off with the poblano peppers. You can see there are a few hiding in the leaves there. And they kind of arch over into my other peppers. So we have into the cubanelle peppers, but that's a poblano there. And then that's a cubanelle that's green, light green. And you can see there are a few more cubanelles hiding. They do turn red when they're done. So you have different colors, but you can see there are a few of those coming along as well. So the peppers have been doing very good and they've been producing lots. There are quite a few buds on the trees on both of those as well. Moving on to tomatoes, even though the leaves look horrible, the actual tomatoes are still producing quite well. And here we have my sweet banana pepper. The other banana pepper I had was a hot banana pepper. So this is a sweet banana pepper, and I'm just showing you it's almost to the point of budding, and that's my hot banana pepper. It has some new buds as well.